Now, the next type of woman that you guys need to stay away from is the junkie or the alcoholic. Junkie as in drug addict, and alcoholics. Yes, weed included. And wine before bed included. If the woman is, she may not be drinking all day, but she need wine or, a shot or two every night before she go to bed, that's an alcoholic, right? Drugs and alcohol make you dusty, fellas. And it's the thing. Men can get away with this dustiness and still be attractive. Like, we can get away with black lips, black fingertips, nails not, as white and yellow. We can get away with yellow eyes, red eyes, the bags that come up. We can get away with that because we can get a fresh haircut, throw on some cologne, throw on some nice clothes. Women typically don't pay attention to stuff like that. But that type of stuff on a woman makes her look very dusty no matter how much she try to do herself up. Black lips on a woman, hands, the bags under the eyes, the eyes of her eye, the whites of her eyes is like yellowish, reddish, like you know what I'm saying, like hair, and they can't get away with looking dusty like that. You see what I'm saying? And I'm mad at all the guys that turned all these women out on weed. All these weed head dudes made all these broads weed heads. A lot of women that smoke weed like that back in the days. You see what I'm saying? A lot of women, not a lot, but some women did. They tooted their nose. They played with the booger sugar, every now and again, and drunk a little wine. That was crazy because back in the days, I used to say, but like I had this thing to where if a woman drank wine, she almost 195% of the time she played with the booger sugar. Booger sugar is the white candy, the white girl. If a woman drunk, this is how we looked at it back in the days, 15 years ago. If a woman drank wine, she played in her nose, right? Drake made wine kind of popular, like, with the whole Moscato reference back in like 2009 or 2010 or something like that. A lot of women started drinking wine, and wine started to become more, at least in like amongst younger culture. You see what I'm saying? But, women typically didn't really with wine like that. But I said all that to say, back in the days, women didn't really smoke weed like that. Not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, most chicks is, not most, but a lot of chicks is weed heads, man. They smoke weed every day. It just make them, they look dusty. You can tell their lips is, the lips is black. They got the weed eyes. It's just, it's just, ugh, and again, men can get away with that. Women can't typically. Now, another thing though, with the drugs and the alcohol is that usually comes with some type of trauma or, escape from or running away from some type of trauma or, some traumatic event or some type of anxiety, some type of depression, some type of, there's a need to escape from reality for a reason. And you don't want to deal with that. You ain't got it in you to deal with that, my brother, unless you're a junkie or alcoholic yourself. If you're not, then you're not going to have the tools that it takes to deal with that. And this type of stuff can become very, very, very problematic, right? Women who typically who do drugs and stuff, they typically have like an immature disposition based on when they started. So let's say if you got a woman who's been smoking weed since she was 18, if she's 27, she gonna act like she 18 because weed doesn't allow you to grow. Alcohol, it doesn't allow you to grow because you escaping your problems and not confronting it. And when you're not confronting it, you can't grow. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of get stuck in an immature state. You kind of get stuck where you are when you start. Look at Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, I love Snoop Dogg. Probably one of the first rappers I ever liked, really when I was a kid, Snoop Dogg. But Snoop Dogg still dress, walk, and act like he did when he was 19 years old. That's not a coincidence. Whereas you see guys who don't smoke or drink like that, you can see them evolve. That's not to say Snoop is a bad person. That's not to say Snoop is super damn near probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm not saying if you smoke weed, you can't be successful or you can't, get your money on and you can't do great things. That's not what I'm saying. Because again, Snoop smoke every day, all day. But Snoop is probably 50 some years old, still dress, walk, talk, act like he's 19. You see what I'm saying? 18 years old. Most people that I know that smoke weed, they started smoking weed in high school. Now to this day, they still act and behave as though they're in high school. That's not to say they don't have families, kids, jobs, but the mentality is still there. I know people like this personally. And so what I'm saying is when you have a woman like this, you're dealing with a very, very immature woman who's not growing. And when you're growing and you're on the path to self-improvement and growing and getting yourself together and she's not growing, you're going to outgrow her. And this is going to cause you to, it's going to cause a wedge between you guys and you're not going to be on the same page and y'all going to grow apart. You see what I'm saying? Again, you want to be growing. You want to be progressing. You don't want to, and not just with your money, you want to be evolving as a person. And people who do drugs, they be stuck where they at. As far as character, personality, there's no growth in their character and their personality. That don't mean that they're bad people, morally bankrupt. That don't mean that they're bad people. That don't mean that they can't be successful. That's not what I'm saying at all. So, another thing, weed head chicks or drug addict chicks, especially if a chick do hard drugs, that's out. Cocaine, pills, Percocets, back then they was turning the girls on to weed. Now they turning them on to Percocets and syrup and all this old crazy shit. They just making all the pretty women junkies, bro. Like, I know a bunch of women who got caught up with junky ass dudes who they thought was cool. And Percocets is junk. You a junkie. It's just expensive heroin. 10 years, all y'all gonna be on heroin. All y'all gonna be on heroin if you live to see that far. But or fentanyl or something. But I kind of went on a rant. But yeah, you want to stay away from women, especially who do drugs, especially hard drugs. Again, hard drugs, weed, crack, cocaine, meth, Percocets, and that's out. Definitely don't deal with chicks like that. But yeah, when you got a chick who does drugs, weed, whatever, all of their bad behavior, it's gonna be blamed on the drugs. There's never gonna be a lack of accountability. Oh, I got high and I got high one day and I was getting high and I was driving and I tripped and fell and rolled over and a dick was in my mouth. You understand what I'm saying? Cause I got high. So, everything, if they snap at you, they get disrespectful. Oh, my bad, I was high. Or my bad, I haven't smoked yet. Everything is going to be the drug. And again, this is why they can't grow, because there's no personal accountability. And I've dealt with chicks who smoke weed every day. So trust me, I know. Don't y'all think that guys like me ain't went through this? I've been through the mud. I know what I'm talking about. I've been burned by chicks like this. I dealt with chicks like this. I've been in the mud. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, everything is going to be blamed on the weed or the alcohol or, whatever drug they're taking. Oh, I was at work and I fell off the balcony and did a backflip and I fucking landed in a split right on his dick in the car. Right? Don't make no sense. I hadn't smoked yet, or he had some weed and we just got high. I know y'all done heard that one before. Yeah, we was just chilling, smoking. Initially it was just cool. I just, just somebody I smoked with, and then one thing led to another. And don't deal with weed head chicks or chicks who do drugs, because they're gonna blame it all on the drugs. There ain't gonna be no personal accountability. She disrespects you and call you out your name. You fucking stupid jerk. Oh, I was high. Or oh, I ain't had my drink yet. Or oh, I hadn't smoked yet. I'm just irritable. Forgive me. Nah, bruh. You see what I'm saying? Be careful with this. Now, another thing, with chicks who do drugs or alcohol, you will never ever be the priority. Getting high is the first priority. Anybody who's addicted to any type of drugs or anything, drugs and alcohol, that is the first priority. It takes priority over their own life, their own family, their own kids, their own relationships, and you ain't gonna be nowhere in there. If it comes down to please my man or get high, they gonna get high. Respect my man or get high, they gonna get high. And another thing, especially if you don't do drugs, if you don't smoke weed, don't fuck with no weed head, because you ain't gonna be providing it to her. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you smoke weed every day, okay, cool, get you a dusty weed head chick, cool, right? But if you a guy who don't do no drugs or alcohol, and what you think gonna happen when your girl broke and she can't afford to get high? Weed is very powerful, man. I know y'all don't think so, but when people get addicted to weed, they need it. They don't be down bad in the streets like heroin junkies and, nodding and, in the streets naked, and it don't take you there, but you still need it. You see what I'm saying? And what do y'all think them chicks who broke that smoke weed, how y'all think they're getting that weed? So if your girl broke, right? If your girl is broke and she ain't got no money and you ain't giving her no money, that's another thing. They're going to be tapping them pockets every other day. $25 here, $40 here, $50 here. But if she ain't getting it from you, she going to be getting it from somebody else. And if she can't afford it, you think she just ain't going to smoke? Nah, bro. Nah, and you think the weed man coming off that sack for free? Ask me how I know. You know what I'm saying? Ask me how I know. You dig? And I'm saying that to say I ain't never smoked. I smoked weed one time in my life. I'm not a weed head, but I know. I done been on the other side of the trap. So I know what women do for drugs. Not, and weed heads included. Women who smoke weed, I know what they do for it. Y'all think it just be crackheads sucking dick for weed. Y'all think it just be meth heads sucking dick for meth and heroin. Nah, bruh. They prostituting their bodies. Nah, the chick that's a CNA, that chick who's a fucking, whatever job she got, that work at that call center, that work for Progressive, that same chick, when she broke and ain't got no weed, she go get her weed man some pussy. Facts. So if you got a girl that smoke weed, I hate to do y'all like that, but it's just a reality. And again, this is coming from a guy who used to sell drugs long time ago. I don't know more. I done did, I done paid my dues and all of that, but women do strange things to get high, bro. Weed included. See, they demonize crack cocaine and coke powder and meth, and they make this seem like those the women that be prostituting their bodies. No, sir. So, and all my dudes in the trenches know. They know. Now, you think your girl going to her weed man and, it take 5 minutes to get hey, I'm finna go to the weed man house real quick. All right. You think it's all good because she got back in 20 minutes. Man, my man just premature ejaculation. That's all. You dig? This is real, man. This real. So, yeah, well, they gonna fucking suck for a fix, fella. So don't date junkies, man. Just save yourself. Do yourself a favor. Don't date junkies. You ain't gonna be a priority. When they gotta prioritize your feelings over them getting high, they gonna choose them getting high every time. When they gotta choose getting high over hanging with you or getting high over respecting you, they gonna choose high every time. You are never gonna be the priority. A person's high, whatever a person's pleasure is gonna be they priority. And you ain't got enough game. There's no man on this planet that got enough game to replace drugs that came from the earth and cocaine and nothing. You ain't got no more. You ain't none of that. I know I got How to Make a Woman Fall in Love with You and all that courses and all that, teaching you how to beat her drug, but you ain't strong enough to beat weed, crack, cocaine. You ain't strong enough for that. Your game, my game ain't strong enough to replace no motherfucking cocaine or no meth or no Percocets or no weed or no alcohol. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say like my shit is. Nah, bruh. So you ain't never going to be the priority. That stuff come from, I don't know where that type of shit come from. You see what I'm saying? So Always remember that. Always remember that. So, yeah, stay away from junkies, stay away from alcoholics, weed included, wine every night included.